Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is SAPTIYAWAN bin SAPTARI HERU SETIYAWAN and my matrix number is 061051.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Adib Ziqri bin Abdullah. My matric number is 061060.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NAZHAN NORAZMAN. My matric number is 061071.
Assalamualaikum and hi. I will explain the introduction. Okay, nowadays, wealth is important in human life. Everyone has their own wealth. So before we go to the deepest on our topic, we need to understand what is wealth, what is conventional wealth management, and what is Islamic wealth management. Okay, what is wealth? Wealth measure the value of all the assets owned by a person, community, company, or country. Next, let's go to the conventional wealth management and Islamic wealth management. Okay, wealth management on conventional perspective is an advisory service on investment and other financial service to address the needs of client on managing their wealth. Meanwhile, in Islamic wealth management, also have a similar function like giving advisor on handling their client wealth, but it is must according to the Sharia ruling that already appoint. In conventional wealth management, the main objective is to ensure that a person wealth will be able to generate as much return as it can without considering the halal and haram, or whether investment or their asset being invested in vehicle that gain interest. But in Islamic wealth management, the objective are opposite with conventional, where the objective is to ensure that a person wealth is managed in such a way that it will improve or give a much better return with using all sorts of investment vehicle that are based on Sharia compliant. Okay, for additional information, in financial system, they also have two types of financial system, which is conventional and Islamic financial system. Every side have their own principle. Like for conventional, they do not care enough about the profit gained by the activity, as long as the activity or the product can giving them money to sustain in the market. But for Islamic financial system, the principle that being applied in that any activity done or the product created must be free from usury, gambling, and uncertainty.
Next, I'm going to explain about the issue arise of Islamic wealth management. There are three common issues arise toward Islamic wealth management. For the first issues is not fully accepted by the whole community, as there were a lot of negative thoughts toward Islamic products and service. From this point, it is usually happen because of different races and cultures lead to difficulty acceptance process in the beginning. Next, confusing and doubtfulness from the society about how justice and efficient the application is. From this point, it shows that Islamic wealth management is frequently being applied, the negative perspective toward it as still at early stage will be the common assumption by the community. Last but not least, the possibility of Islamic wealth management to enhance productivity and profit maximization as they are based on Sharia compliance. From this point, it shows that there are two concerns about the profit without prioritize the needs of welfare amongst the society.
Okay, for the objective, the first is we can clearly understand what is wealth, what is conventional wealth management, and what is Islamic wealth management. Okay, the second is we can clearly define the difference between Islamic wealth management and conventional wealth management. The last is we can figure out the opportunities and challenges that facing by Islamic wealth management.
As for opportunity for IWM or Islamic Wealth Management, from Gavin Wilkins, the Senior Director from JTC, he says that for Islamic Finance and Islamic Wealth Management, the trend is growing tremendously, which means that there will have a huge probability or a huge success rate for IWM to expand or to grow even more. And then the second one is the best infrastructure and framework, especially from Malaysia as the Islamic finance hub, so that the application or the implementation in financial institution is frequent. Or from article that we have done some research on, there is a demand where today there are very many high net worth individual and corporate in global growth company, and then from the aspect of various growth for the expenditure of the IWM, the first one is have a very high macro economy, and then the second one is the high oil price from the oil producing countries, so that it will increase the interest from foreign investments such as company from continent Asia, South America and Eastern Europe. And then the third one is from Zaunia, on his research says that approximately they have 11.5 trillion US dollar of wealth from individual, corporate and government, and managed by Islamic bank and financial institution. And then last but not least is the diversity of Islamic finance product and experienced Islamic capital market players such as Malaysia itself. There are another point from an article says that the usage of HNWIs, the high net worth individual, for product related to crowdfunding, social responsible investment, private equity and environment, social and governance funds is very high for conventional banks, which mean that with this number or with this amount of usage, there will be a huge success rate or probability that this Muslim high net worth individual will go for Islamic wealth management.
Next, I'm going to explain about the challenges faced by Islamic wealth management. For the first challenge is gathering all expertise on their own field. Gathering all expertise on their own field, like lawyer, economist and senior director, are the individuals necessary to introduce the new sector in financial world. Furthermore, the base matter about the product of Islamic finance that did not have wide coverage become the next challenge faced by Islamic wealth management. This challenge impacts the dealing process as there is less connection between Islamic wealth management with other organizations. Moreover, did not have scale and resources to expand the product range is the challenge faced by Islamic wealth management, because this is obviously happened during the beginning recognition to expand the product. Additionally, I'm going to explain about the challenges faced by Islamic wealth management for second part. For the first challenge is difficulties to convince Malaysian asset management company to convert their daily trading into Sharia platform. This is because since Islamic wealth management at the early stage, other company will be more precaution in dealing with Islamic wealth management to avoid them from having any losses. Moreover, solvency, survival, sustenance of Islamic banks as one of player in Islamic wealth management institution are not guaranteed from the excess liquidity of the institution. Generally, the consequences affects the liquidity and difficult the progress. Last but not least, limited public awareness and lack of confidence in Sharia compliance of Islamic financial products become one of the challenges faced by Islamic wealth management. This is because Islamic products and service emphasize the social welfare and economic development. Based on their point of view, IWM experience the hardship to maximum their profit making.
Okay, for the conclusion, we can conclude that Islamic wealth management are facing challenges and also opportunities in their development. So it is depend on how Islamic wealth management are using the opportunity they have as their benefits or advantages. on handling the challenge facing by them. Finally, Islam has a way of managing wealth, so a Muslim needs to practice Islamic wealth management. This is due to the needs as a Muslim for ensure that the accumulated wealth is with according to Sharia principles and to ensure that it is halal. Even though the sector is quite new to the financial sector, but the potential that has in it is huge, as people today prefer to a clear and transparent business, even it will not give a huge amount of return as conventional site does. Thank you.